Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much everyone for tuning in this week's episode of IIUM Brilliance, where we explore secrets to unlock potentials. Our very goal of this show is to basically dive into the mindsets and insights and ingredients of success of IIUM very own high achievers in the fields of either academic, intellectual and education. But most importantly, we are very honored to actually invite over to our show people of IIUM community who have significantly contributed to the development of our society through their works. Okay, this week we have one of my kuliah very high achiever, Brother Khairul Muaz. He is well known among his peers as dedicated, hardworking, brilliant, and has a very good singing voice, as
Thank
I've
you.
heard. So, and also very likable among the girls, so I've heard. He has graduated
glad
among his foundation studies with a 3.81 CGPA and now pursuing his studies in mechatronics engineering, Bachelor's of Honours.
Yes.
Not only that, he is also the current chairperson of Harmony IIUM, which I'm sure is not an easy task to do.
Thank you.
Harmony IIUM is a youth-based society where it focuses on the students' development in an effort to produce active individuals on global issues. Am I right? Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So, Brother Muaz, in your opinion, what does intellectual activism mean to you?
Okay. First of all, thank you very much to IMTV for inviting me. Alhamdulillah. So, first of all, we will discuss about intellectual activism. Intellectual activism is actually a very wide term. Okay, it encompasses so many things. First of all, intellectual activism is actually, if we define it properly, is an initiative that uses or develops our intellect. Anything that uses or develops our intellect to actually bring the society to its betterment. Okay, so but however, it's not just about book discussions. Okay, usually when you talk about intellectualism, you hear about book discussions and so on. But actually, if we see the time during Rasulullah SAW, Rasulullah is also an activist. He's also an intellectual activist. Actually, if we understand together, Rasulullah is actually was the one who bring the people towards betterment from being a people of ignorance, right? And then Rasulullah SAW brought them to actually a moment of Islam, of peace, of harmony, and so many more. And not like Rasulullah SAW bring so many more towards their life. Okay, and then if we understand about intellectual activism also, it's not just about when you say intellectual discourses, but it's actually also like when you have dakwah discourses. Dakwah discourses is when you teach people things that they don't actually know before that. You see, there's one story about Rabi ibn Amir. Rabi ibn Amir, when he met a governor of Persia, and then what did he say? He said that Islam brings you to actually go out from slavery to the slaves towards slavery towards the Lord of the slaves, Rabbul Ibad. And from that, actually, it shows how Islam is an intellectual, how it actually enlightens our mind, enlightens our perspective. It opens our minds, right? So that we can see the mind, we can see the world, not just actually in this earth, but also encompasses in the hereafter. Okay, so intellectual activism is a very wide thing, and it's actually embodies everything that we do, which brings the society to its betterment, and which actually enlightens their minds, inshallah. Okay.
So, like the way Islam encourages intellectual activism because we encourage people to think more.
Yes, yes. In the Quran, there are many verses that says, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَفَكَّرُونَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ. Even so, in Surah Al-Mulk, Allah says that people who are in the hellfire, are people who don't think, actually. People who don't think. So we have to use our minds, use our intellect, because that's what Allah gave us. Actually, because which actually differs us with animals and so other things, and Allah makes us as a Khalifa. So that's what we should understand. As a Muslim, we have to become people of intellects, people who use their intellect a lot, and bring people towards betterment with the intellect that we have. Inshallah.
Which is a blessing to have,
Yes,
actually.
yes. Inshallah. I mean.
Okay. For our next question is that, do you think it is important for the intellectual members of society to be involved in activism through their ideas? Why?
Okay, and why? Okay. So, first of all, we have to understand that intellectual members, that I believe mahasiswa, or we call students of university, they all have to become intellectual members. And intellectual members should, of course, lead the people, should, of course, be the frontliners towards activism. Because if not the people who have high intellect, if not them, then who would be the frontliners to advocate for the oppressed? Who would be the frontliners to actually speak up for the truth? These people who are given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the blessings of the minds, the blessings of having understanding and everything, those people are people who should have responsibility. We need to have responsibility to bring intellectualism and to bring the people towards betterment, away from the oppression and everything, inshallah. So I believe that intellectual people like us, all of us here, we should all be frontliners. We cannot be just the people at the back, right? Just watching people going in front and leading us. But we have to be the frontliners. If not us, then who, right?
True.
Okay, so that's a very important thing, and I believe that we all, as a Khalifa, we have to be in front, and we have to lead people towards betterment for everyone, not just in the university, but also for the society. Okay.
Inshallah.
Okay, inshallah.
So basically, like as university students, we have to be more involved and be more frontliners to talk about the oppressed people of the society, which is like this. I believe this is the main goal of the Harmony IIUM, right?
One of the things, yep.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So that's all we have now for this. Don't leave too soon. Come back again after the commercial break. Assalamualaikum and welcome back to our show. To further our conversation and discussion for today, Brother Muaz, what are your visions and which are intellectual related for Harmony Club and which you are chairing currently?
Okay.
And why do they matter?
Okay, thank you very much, Sister Aida again. Okay, so first of all, Harmony IM has this very far goal that we envision. Okay, we have several stages, which is the first, we hope for a new university, a new culture of university, a new, totally new surrounding, totally new systems and everything. So I'll speak about that later. And then that vision is by 2021, inshallah. We plan for that. We call it University Baharu in Malay. So in English we can call like new university maybe. And then 2025 we hope for inshallah envision a campus harmony, or we call a harmonious campus inshallah. So for that, inshallah, by 2025 we want to actually cultivate a new culture. So intellectual wise, we want to have a new university that has an intellectualism and a reading culture. Okay. So how do we want to have that? First of all, we want every one of us to actually have much more intellectual discussions among them, intellectual discussions among their group, among the students in a mass programs, and because we believe that students cannot just be 3K students, kelas KP Katil, or 3K, you usually hear that. We do not want students to become like that. We want students to become people who actually donate, who actually contribute to the society, who actually speak up for the oppressed, speak for the truth, speak up, right? And that's a very important thing as a student, because you know why? Because when we enter the university, we believe that in our university we have like many subsidies, right? Subsidized. Like when we go to the Mahal Hali Cafe, when we buy things, it's cheaper than usual, because it's subsidized by the government. Why is that? Because there are monies that are being collected by taxes from the society, the people who are the general people, the public people, public masses. So their money are actually given to us, to the university, to actually subsidize our daily living, and to sponsor, maybe we call it sponsor, our daily activities, right? So for that's why I believe that we have a very huge responsibility towards bringing goodness, towards bringing betterment towards society, right? And then why is this culture of knowledge very important? One of the universities that are very famous in the world is Oxford, right? Oxford. So Oxford, they have a channel that's called Oxford Union. Okay, and this Oxford Union is actually being visited by so many prominent scholars, so many prominent speakers in the world, not just in the country but in the world also. So that's how university can actually shape a reading culture, an intellectual culture. Inshallah, if we're serious for change, we can be like that, and we can be like Oxford Union. How Oxford today, we know that, has produced so many speakers, so many thinkers, right? So IEM needs to have an intellectual discourse programs that brings public people also, not just the university students, to discuss about current issues, to discuss real issues, not just issues that are maybe small issues, but issues like
focuses on
the poor people, the needy, right? And then the international students, they have so many issues in China, in Palestine, and so on, right? Okay. So that's my point of view lah. One of the thing is to cultivate the culture of knowledge and reading lah.
So basically, what your goal is to create an environment where people can intellectually discuss about the discourses of the university.
That's what we dream of, inshallah. And we believe that that's a very important step towards becoming a better university, towards becoming a university that produces not just workers, for their boss, right, in their respective companies, but also to become thinkers, to become solutions towards the society,
Ah.
to bring society towards betterment, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Okay.
Alright. Okay. So that with all these goals and dreams that Harmony IIUM has, could you share some of the programs you are most excited about in the
Okay.
future?
So this is time to promote. I believe that you all want to hear what's coming up. So inshallah, stay tuned. By 14th of October,
Mhm.
we will have a talk, a very important talk, in collaboration with Student Union Pro Tem Committee.
Mhm.
We will be talking about student union first, student power, student unity, and then about the system in the student union that will be implemented on February.
Mhm.
Mm. And then on that talk also, we will invite one of them. The panelist is Prof Kim,
Mhm.
Prof Kim Hong. I don't really remember in the name, but he's a very actually a student activist. He was a leader or the president of AMSU one time ago, Student Union.
Mhm.
Malaysia already had a student union before, which is University Malaya Student Union. So the first student union was actually led by Prof Kim.
Ah,
So we want to invite him, and then so that he can actually elaborate and make us understand what's the
importance of it.
what's the importance, what's the duties of student union, right? Okay, so that's first, and then second is 16th October. We will have a hard talk with the president of IUM, Dr. Muhammad Daud Bakar. So that will be carried out in CAC, large audience, inshallah. So that's very important. If you have issues like the plastic bottle we have here, and then like other things, you have issues that you want to speak up for, so you can come, and actually we have hard talk. Hard talk is a very serious talk that we want to bring the issues to them, so that they can bring to the Senate and everything and discuss with the admin. So those are the two huge programs lah. And we have so many more. Hope for Humanity, Guide Me project, but maybe we can promote later, inshallah.
Inshallah. Don't forget to follow their Instagram and Twitter
Yes,
for more
do.
information.
Harmony
Alright.
IIM Facebook. Okay.
Yes. So you mentioned like the talk with the Senate, right?
Yes.
So basically,
The
we're trying
president.
to
Talk with the president.
talk with the president.
Mm.
So basically, like we want the president to understand more of what we're going through. Right, good. Thank you. Okay, so next question. With all the societies that we have right now that focuses on the like students' development, also why is Harmony IIUM very important?
Okay, so this is a common question actually. Many people will ask, we already have Ma'ruf Club, we already have Pembina, we already have Student Union also. After this will be Student Union, currently it's still Student Representative Council, right? SRC. Then why is Harmony IIM so important? So important, right? So Harmony IIM, we have our own ideology, we have our own vision. But we believe that with more collective works, with more collective activism, intellectual activism, like we're speaking for today, we believe that we will go there faster. If you want to go alone, if you want to go fast, go alone, right? But if you want to go far, go together. And my vision is that one day we can actually have a collaborative effort together, all of us who envision the same goal. We want student union to be successful. We want students to become empowered again, to become powerful and influential towards society again. So that's our common ground. And with that common ground, I believe that we all have to go for that objective together. And then we can actually make it a success story together. Because this is a history in the making, you know. We're making the first student union again. And we believe that it is history in the making. I want everybody to actually, we go together, bearing of your nationality, your courses and everything, your clubs, your ideologies. Maybe you're different, but it's okay to be different. But we try to find where is the connection, right? The connecting spot. So when we find that, the common ground, inshallah, we'll go together and go for the same goal that we want to achieve for IIM. Yes, for the university. Inshallah, IIM will be the leading university for other universities in Malaysia to actually reform and to actually bring goodness to the society one day. So that's very important. I believe that Harmony IM have its ideologies. It's okay if we have so many clubs. However, we want to be there also because we believe that we can also do the work together with them, right? Many works, inshallah, we will gain the objective faster. Okay, inshallah.
That's like the saying goes, there's beauty in differences.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Do you think that with all these different clubs, it would lead to separation among the students?
Oh, okay. Just like what I mentioned before, to be different is okay, but to not do anything and just stay at home, just spending your time with anything that you always do, is a bad thing. It's okay to be different. It's okay to do work. Maybe you have different perspective, right? It's okay, but do not do anything. Do not be someone that do nothing, just watching. Yeah, right. We have to do something to the society. The society are calling us, are suffering. There are people who cannot even enter the university. We have many options to enter, right? So we're very lucky, alhamdulillah. But many people like around us actually suffering. So it's okay to be different, but we have to do something for the society. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Brother Muaz, for sharing those informations and goals, like the future plans of Harmony IIUM. We'll be back after this commercial break. everyone, welcome back to the show. To continue our discussion again, so Brother Muaz, what are the three principles which you think must exist in the mindset of the youth who want to give back to the society and build a nation together?
Okay, thank you again, Sister Aida. Okay, so this is actually my principle. Okay, not Harmony IM's principle or not general principle like usually people hold. So first of all, is I believe that we have to become very objective oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Any societies that we have in this university, student union even so after this, or maybe IMTV also, you have to become very objective oriented. What do you want to achieve in the long term, in the short term, in 1 year time, in one semester time, even so. I believe that is very important, so that we have the direction and we have the clear way to go. I always question when we have like huge programs like concerts and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just to have crowds, or to get fame, or actually you really want to contribute to the society because you use so much money, because you're using much money? What is that for really? After they go back home, after going to that concert, what do they get? We have to ask ourselves that. I believe that we have to be, if all of us become very objective oriented, clearly objective based, we can reach something new. We can be something better, right? Another thing about objective based, I know a society before this that has after one tenure of their programs, they have like more than thousands of money that are burned, like not used for anything. They should be using it for programs, but they don't do programs. So I start to question myself. Those money that are paid by students for the student activity fees that they have paid during each semester, why are they not used, and where do they go? Right. It's actually a responsibility for the leaders of the society to use the money and then to use it for the sake of the ummah, for the people of IUM. They have so much money, but they don't use it. Meanwhile, in Mahalah, we have people who complain for being hungry, and like for poverty and everything. So it's very like unexplainable for me, and I believe that we need change. The second thing is student unity. Okay, we have to become students that unite. Students in the university need to unite. I have one story during years ago, during AMSU also, University Malaya Student Union time, during that time also. There were two students that were imprisoned, they were being jailed due to their demonstrations and everything. Those times were quite radical, we could say, because they do so much demonstrations. So two students were imprisoned, being jailed, and then after that, because of student unity, the next day, almost the whole students of University Malaya went down and demonstrate for the release of the two students. Even though they are different ideologically, they are different maybe in society, they are different courses, they don't even know him, but the student unity is there. They want to uphold justice for who are being oppressed. Okay, so second is, I believe we need to have student unity. That's a very important principle. We have to unite with each other, even though we have different ideologies. The third one is, this is my principle that I hold to myself as a student of a university, especially a public university. Okay, let's think together. We have a debt actually to pay to the society. We have debt, okay, a debt. We are indebted. Why did I say that? I recently just said that the government collected taxes. So it's not the debt is upon us because they have given so much money for us, for our education. Yeah? And then we are indebted to actually give it back in a manner where we can bring them out of hardships. We can bring them out of difficulties, right? So that is a very important principle, I believe, and every students must hold that principle to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Okay, we are indebted, and we are the slaves of the society.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a very good principles to be hold on to. So for our last question is that, what are the 3 books you highly recommend to everyone, and can you briefly explain why?
Okay, so I've been thinking about my books, and there are several books that I can inshallah recommend to all of you. The first is I've just recently actually started reading books about mahasiswa,
Mm-hmm.
about university students, autonomy and everything that we should learn, which is Masyarakat Melawan Mahasiswa by Zulfikar Zameh. So that's the first one. In that book, they question us, why do many people get, after getting out of university, graduating, they get Nobel Prizes.
Mm-hmm.
But it is just excellence without soul. They just go out, they have excellence, but they don't have soul.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have virtue. They don't give to society. So that's first. Zaid Zameh, you should try reading that book. You guys should. Okay. The second one is Ini Sejarah Kita from Tariq Ahmad. This is about history of Islam,
Mm-hmm.
how Islam rose one moment of time, long time ago. But then, and then Islam suddenly fell. So how does that happen? Ini Sejarah Kita goes deeply into that, and it actually analyzes every moment of that, and it actually also talks about how we want to go moving forward. The third one is a novel, Kitab Api Tauhid by Habibur Rahman Ashirazi. It is actually a love story, but it's very a very, what we call it, very touching lah. Very touching, and it actually, in the end of the story, someone actually embraces Islam because of his attitude and because of the love that he has towards each other. So those are my recommendations. Inshallah, you can try getting those books. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Okay.
So now everyone, we have like a special performance from the Harmony IIUM, led by brother Muaz. So before we move on to the performance, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at IIUM TV. Alright, we'll be back after 1 minute.
Hari yang indah, senyuman pertama, hulurkan salam ukhuwah kita. Berpesan mengingati, dituntut agama, kita bagaikan satu keluarga. Silaturahim ini tak akan terpisah, kita jalinkan seperti Rasulullah dan sahabat. Kita raungkan Allahu Akbar, Allah Maha Besar. Seiring sehaluan satu cita dan impian, susah dan senang kita tempuhi bersama. Bertemu berpisah kerana Allah. Demi satu kejayaan, penuh pengorbanan, keazaman juga ketabahan. Inilah kehidupan, menuntut kesungguhan, tak semudah indahnya khayalan. Silaturahim ini tak akan terpisah, berbahagia untuk selamanya, insya-Allah. Kita laungkan Allahu Akbar, Allah Maha Besar. Seiring sehaluan satu cita dan impian, susah dan senang kita tempuhi bersama. Bertemu berpisah kerana Allah. Allahu Akbar, Allah Maha Besar. La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar, Allah Maha Besar. La ilaha illallah. Kita laungkan Allahu Akbar, Allah Maha Besar. Seiring sehaluan satu cita dan impian, susah dan senang kita tempuhi bersama. Bertemu berpisah kerana Allah. Kita raungkan Allahu Akbar, Allah Maha Besar. Seiring sehaluan satu cita dan impian, susah dan senang kita tempuhi bersama. Bertemu berpisah kerana Allah. Bertemu berpisah kerana Allah. Bertemu berpisah kerana Allah.